年的7月29号出生。那么他们出生以后，那么是和妈妈是在一起生活。那么在经历了很多关键时刻之后，那么再和妈妈去分开。那么一直以来，好几个在前面的几个生日都是这三胞胎来一起过的。那么今天是头一次三胞胎他们分开以后过的这么一个生日。我们现在看到的这是一个生日蛋糕啊，我们来看一下今天的这个主角。
And this is the birthday cake. Let's look at our star. As we have mentioned before, the three of the world's only triplets, the three giant pandas, they start to live independently. Today we have started our live stream program a little bit late. This one that we are looking at is the third baby of the world's only triplets. It's the youngest. His name is Kuku. It's a boy. And this morning, the zoo has organized a birthday party for Kuku and the other two of the triplet. After a very good meal, they start to become very sleepy. We have also invited today the expert on giant pandas with us. You must be very familiar with Lady Qing, and later she will give us some more details and information about the giant pandas. We are bringing to you this live stream program on our CCTV platform. We hope that you could ask all kinds of questions. Please do not hesitate to stay in contact with us so that we will transfer your question to Lady Qing so that she can give you a very professional answer. This is our old friend. So, Qing, please say hi to everyone. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you again. Today is the birthday for the triplet of giant pandas. Today, the three of the triplet turn 5. Every year, it's you that stay with them for the celebration of their birthday. And we know that there are a lot of important days in their growth. For example, the delivery of the cubs and the separation of the cubs from the mother giant panda and the separation of each of the triplets. Now it's been 5 years. What's your feeling? How time flies? So that must be your first impression, right? Every day is a happy day when you stay with the giant pandas. We are fully devoted to the cultivation of those giant pandas. At birth, they look like the small mice, but today they have grown much bigger and is always full of joy when working with the giant pandas. And people may be wondering that for the 3 members of the triplet, why we have to separate them and leave them alone separately? Are they animals that have to live solo? Yes. In the beginning, we wanted to put them together, but later we find that there's a tendency that they start to fight for their own areas. It's no longer the fight for the joy. It's no longer a joke among them. It starts to be a very serious fight in order to have their own zoning. That is also the capacity of the wild giant pandas. In the nature, they tend to establish their own kingdom, their own zones. And this one that we are looking at is the third of the triplets. His name is Kuku. From his size, 135 kilos, it's already impressive. From the small weight to this size, you can tell the significant change in his body size. This one has always a very good appetite and he's always sleepy and he's just finished his meal. And today, the special meal to celebrate its birthday. For example, today the birthday cake is composed of the bamboo shoots and other bamboo pods. And we are collecting the questions from the audience too. The viewers are asking a lot of questions on our platform. They have doubts or questions about the position of sleeping of the giant pandas. Do they like to sleep on their belly? Because usually for human beings, we like to lie on our back. Now he's holding the ice. It's a very good way to lower the temperature. It will not be too cold for them because they have a very heavy fur. And this position for sleeping is a typical one, and also their favorite one. For those viewers who have followed for a long period of time our live stream programs on giant pandas, we have made another report before about Longzai. He likes to climb up to a height of 10 meters on the branches of trees for fun and also for small grass. So the pandas, they have multiple choices for taking a rest and for sleep. And as mentioned by our experts, the giant pandas always prefer temperature. They like cold weather, cold temperatures. Especially in the southern part of China, in Guangzhou city, it's always very hot. Even early in the morning, it can be as high as 27 degrees Celsius. But we cannot keep the giant pandas always indoor with the air conditioning. We have to make it walk and play a little bit outdoor. We can have the environment equipped with the air conditioning, the mist, the ice, and the other facilities. After the dinner, is it usual for the giant pandas to fall asleep directly? It's a kind of dreamy life. After the delicious food, you can have a good rest. For the giant pandas, they can always find their access to food once they are hungry because we are always on duty to provide them with food. And over there, abundant food as you can see. After a good sleep, the pandas could move over there to have a bite. The bamboo leaves and bamboo trunks, those are the favorite parts for the giant pandas. Currently for Kuku, the favorite varieties of bamboos are the golden bamboo and the green bamboo. And we have another question. How much time will it take for the giant panda Kuku to have a sleep? It will last about 2 hours. So we will leave him alone and pay a visit to his brother and sister, Mengmeng and Shuaishuai. And we have another question. Do we have a possibility to see the slobber of the giant panda once it's sleeping at such a position? It's not quite possible. Today we are celebrating the 5th birthday of the panda triplet. When you look back at the old days, can you find some difficult moments that you cannot forget? For the artificial cultivation, for the milking period and the separation of the cubs from the mother, especially just after the birth, we have taken 2 cubs with us to have the artificial raising. This is the show of giant pandas inside the museum, and this is a photo taken 5 years ago, day today. The triplet was born on the 29th of July 2014. At that moment, it was a great surprise, right? Because nobody had expected a triplet. After second cub, it's already a good news for us, but we have never expected the third one. But finally, it turned out to be a triplet. After the birth of the third cub, are you expecting the fourth cub? It's already out of expectation and already a huge surprise us to have a triplet. So we will not be expecting the fourth cub at that moment. And after the birth of the giant panda cubs, usually for the mother panda, she has only the capacity to take care of one of the cubs. After the birth of Mengmeng, the eldest, the panda mother has held the panda cub with her arms, and then even with the birth of Shuaishuai and Kuku, the second and the third, the mother panda has still held Mengmeng for a longer moment, but finally she has left Mengmeng in order to hold Shuaishuai instead with her arms. So we have taken Mengmeng in order to give her artificial raising. And later we have given the rotating care for the three of the triplet. So for three of the triplet members, they can wait for their terms. Every 5 days we will let them to take a shift. Every 5 days we will change a cub of giants for the mother to care for them. What is the name of this one? This is another, it's not the member of the triplet. So let's continue with our visit and try to find out where the other two of the triplet are. Now, dear viewers, we are bringing to you this live stream program on our CCTV platform. Please do not hesitate to leave us any curious questions on the platform, and we will give you very professional answers. Today, we are celebrating the 5th birthday of the giant panda triplet. Today, they are big stars. And this one is Shuaishuai the second. And the second giant panda also has a body weight around 135 kilos, is at the same level as Kuku, the one that we have met before. Their body weight always stay at a similar level. As we can see now, Shuaishuai is enjoying the food, and he's breathing very heavily after some spots. Today, for the 5th birthday of the triplet, for each of the member, we have prepared a special birthday cake made of the buns, the bamboo shoot, the bamboo leaves, and also apples. So the pandas also eat apples, yes, but you have to control the volume, the total amount of apple that they intake. It's hard to tell the difference between the human triplet members, and it's the same with the giant panda triplet. The eldest, the Mengmeng, is a girl. However, it's the easiest to tell her from the other two members because the Mengmeng giant panda has the smallest body weight, around 100 kilos. But for Shuaishuai and Kuku was the way to tell the difference. Kuku has a wider forehead, and Shuaishuai has also a shorter jaw. That is the way to tell the difference from the appearance, from the look. And now let's look at the questions coming up on our platform. Madam Qing, you have been taking care of the members of the triplet. Mengmeng, the eldest and also the only girl in the triplet. What is her character? Mengmeng's always been very calm. Until now, we can tell that for this stage, Shuaishuai has already his own opinions. I'd give you one example. During the sleeping time, if Shuaishuai wants to sleep, he will ignore anyone's call. Even though that you stay by his side and keep calling him, he will not have any interaction with you. When you call Shuaishuai, Shuaishuai will stop for a second. This means that he has received the signal, however, he will not have any interaction with you. And he will even lie down. You have to wait until Shuaishuai has decided himself to do any actions or to behave. As to Kuku, Kuku is very active for the moment. He has a good appetite, is a foodie giant panda. When you call Kuku's name, he will respond to your call immediately. And Kuku has very close relations with the giant panda keepers. After growing up, very naturally we can notice some fights among the members of the triplet. And for the giant panda keepers, is it safe for us to get closer to the giant pandas? For the giant pandas above 2 to 3 years old, in normal conditions, the keepers should not have the face-to-face interactions with them. We have to follow a very stringent procedure to raise them. For some exceptional cases, for example, when Mengmeng one day will deliver her own cubs, we have to go nearer to the mother, the Mengmeng, and to take her cubs. Now, once again, dear viewers, we're bringing to you this live stream program with CCTV platform, and there is a viewer saying that in a few days he will pay a visit to this zoo in Guangzhou and also to the triplets. It's been a long time that he knew this triplet, but he's been looking forward to this opportunity for 5 years. So finally he could come in person and visit the triplet. And for Shuaishuai and Kuku, they have a very huge body weight already. So what is the time for a giant panda to turn adult? Today, we think they are already adults. They have the reproductive capacity already. Especially for Mengmeng, for the female giant pandas at the age of 5, they can already get pregnant and start to deliver the cubs. For Mengmeng, by the end of last year, she has turned estrus. So at the age of 4 years and more, she has shown us some symptoms of the estrus. And according to the national plan of the reproduction of the giant pandas, we have a very clear guidelines for the reproduction of those animals. Every year, we will deliver a new version of national plan for the giant panda reproduction. We have to follow the genealogical conditions of the giant pandas. Only for those suitable for the reproduction, we will include them in the list of the reproduction. For example, the Long Long and Ting Ting, they are not suitable for the reproduction this year. And for the others, mother giant pandas, even though they have been already separated from their cubs, but still their body conditions, their health conditions are not suitable for the next round of pregnancy, so we will not include them in this year's National Reproductive Plan. So according to you, for the female pandas at the age of 4 to 5, it's a good time for them to have the reproduction and pregnancy, but for the males, we have to wait until the age of 5 or even 6 to let them go into our national plan for reproduction. So do we have to bring all the giant pandas back to the Sichuan province? We always say that the giant pandas, they are the nation's treasure. So we have to have a comprehensive considerations on the raising of the giant pandas. And another viewer is asking the question, it's not so easy to be the nation's treasure. If you live in the wild and you have a triplet, and according to the nature of the giant pandas, each time one cub can be taken care by the mother panda. In that case, in the wild, if you have a triplet, it's only a bad news because 2 of the triplet members will die due to the lack of the care coming from the mother. For the Mengmeng, Shuaishuai and Kuku, they form the world's only triplet of giant pandas. And their survival is due to the careful measures taken by the zoo and the keepers, and also the artificial raising technologies. And at the same time, they can also become a good example for the expansion of their branches and for artificial raising of the giant pandas. Days ago, we have made another live stream program for the celebration of 1-year birthday of Longzai. Longzai is fond of climbing on the trees as high as 10 meters. And as to Shuaishuai and Kuku, as you have mentioned, they are also very naughty. They love to play around, but will they climb this high on the trees? If they want, they could also get to that height. In that scenario, if they stay in the zoo, in the area, if the environment is safe, then we will leave them free. We will not limit their behaviors. However, if they get to an excessive height, for example, to a height that their body weight may crush the tree branches, then in this case, we will intervene. So we will not let them to go to a place that is too high on the branches of the trees. But in the existing environment, we will leave them free. Today, we are doing this live stream program for the celebration of the 5th birthday of the world's only triplet of giant pandas. We have also given the nicknames for the giant pandas. For example, round as a ball. And you can tell that they are very large in size. Yes, they will spend 10 to 11 hours to eat the bamboo leaves and bamboo shoots for the day. Sometimes we say that they are round as a ball, and some other times we will call them the eldest, the second, and the third. And the tourists, they really love the giant pandas. They will also think of some new nicknames for them.
我们这个有网友哈，这个可能是刚刚才进来，其实我们在前面也有在聊过这个。
And we have noticed that there are some new viewers coming into our platform. For those who have just joined our live stream program, I'd like to give you some briefings. And some viewers are asking that when could Shuaishuai and Kuku find their girlfriends? So let me give you some briefings because we have mentioned that before. Now the viewers, they cannot wait to see the girlfriends of Shuaishuai and Kuku. For the female giant pandas, they could become mature, sexual mature for the reproduction at the age of 5, but for the males, we have to wait until the age of 5 to 6 years old. For Shuaishuai, as we mentioned, he has already a body weight of 135 kilos. Well, he continued to grow. Actually, this is already the body weight of an adult giant panda. We will limit that body weight under 150 kilos. If you go above that ceiling, this will bring some difficulties in the future reproduction for the giant pandas. Sometimes we will encourage the giant pandas to stand and to move around. This is not for the purpose of the performance by the pandas, but for the care and love for the giant pandas. We have to encourage them for some sports, otherwise they will continue to grow in the body size, and it's not good news for their future reproduction. So we have the standing areas for the giant pandas to stand. This is not for recreation, not for entertainment, but to strengthen their strength in the hind legs. For the giant pandas, the triplet has turned 5 years old today. And what is the life expectancy? And at age of 5, the giant panda, what is the age for a human being? Usually the life expectancy is 25 to 30 years. Sometimes we can find the giant pandas to turn 34, 35. When you multiply the age of panda by 4, it's the age for human beings. So at the age of 5 for the giant panda, it's like the human being at the age of 20. If you multiply 5 with 4, so it's already a young adult. Now let's have a check on Mengmeng. Mengmeng has got pregnant by the end of last year. We have moved Mengmeng back to the Sichuan province for the reproduction. This is also according to the national reproduction plan for the giant panda. So what is the status quo of Mengmeng? What is the size and body weight of Mengmeng? Currently, Mengmeng has reached the mid-stage of the pregnancy. She has a very good appetite. But we cannot give Mengmeng too much refined intake, refined food. Otherwise, she will continue to grow at a very fast speed. By the end of last year, Mengmeng has successfully got pregnant. And this year, by September, Mengmeng is expected to deliver new cubs. So in which stage of the pregnancy should we give extreme attention to the giant panda Mengmeng? By the end of August. That means when we move towards the day of delivery, we have to pay attention to the status of Mengmeng. At that moment, we expect to see a decrease in the intake of food by Mengmeng, and we have to give 24 hours of care non-stop for the Mengmeng, the pregnant mother giant panda. So during the pregnancy, Mengmeng need to take a lot of spots. Due to this reason, where we enclose Mengmeng indoor in order to give her more intensive care. Now Mengmeng has a very good appetite. But today, because we have a special technology with our glasses, it's very good for the separation of the sound. So when Mengmeng stays in the inside the glass house, she will not be impacted by the noises, and the voices of the visitors is okay for Mengmeng to stay in her place. Okay, dear viewers, we are now in Guangzhou to bring to you this live stream program for the celebration of the 5th anniversary of the world's only panda triplet. Today they have turned 5, and as you know, the giant pandas are considered the nation's treasure. It's not easy for the triplet to turn 5. Usually in the wild, for one mother giant panda, she could only take care of one cub at a time. So even though there are sometimes triplets born in the nature, in the wild, they cannot survive all the 3 or all the 2. But this time, because we have put the giant panda in the artificial environment with artificial raising, they all successfully survived. This year, by May, we have received a very good news. She has become pregnant, and it's quite possible that we can see another successful delivery of the cubs by Mengmeng 2 months away. For those who have followed closely our live stream programs on giant pandas, they celebrated the first 4 birthdays together, but this year is the first time for them to live independently. As those giant pandas living in the wild, those living in the captive population also need to live in the independent conditions, otherwise they will fight with each other for their zoning. By the end of last year, the eldest of the triplet, Mengmeng, has become estrus. So she's been separated from the 2 little brothers, Shuaishuai and Kuku. And this year, by May, we finally separate the other 2 of the triplet, meaning the Shuaishuai and Kuku panda, and also the eldest of the triplet. And for the house of Mengmeng, as we have mentioned before, we have applied the sound insulation technologies with the glass. This is a way to ensure a very comfortable living conditions for the giant panda Mengmeng. And now on multiple platforms of CCTV, you can continue to follow our live stream program, and you can also leave your questions on our platform. Now we have arrived. This is the place where Mengmeng lives. So, Madam Qing, please tell us something more about the whole place. This is the cultivation facility for the cubs. Because later the giant panda Mengmeng is expected to deliver the twin cubs, so we will take one out and put this cub in this facility, and they will take a shift every 10 days. What is the function of this facility? Is it for the temperature maintenance or for others? You can control the temperature. After the birth of the cub, we will keep the temperature at around 35 degrees Celsius and the humidity ratio at around 65% to 70%. After a month,